22-6-1. At one point, they had won 17 in a row. They lost their last 2. The Saints 4-18 in openers. And they lost last year to San Francisco. They have the worst record in opening day games. Cornell Burbage, number 82, back to return, one of 2 men deep. And James Dixon, number 86, a free agent who made the roster as a rookie, is also back. The Jimmy Johnson era is underway. How about the kick by Morton Anderson? Joy Aikman, first Dallas rookie quarterback since Roger Staubach came out of the Navy and started in 1969. Up front, Mark Tuinei, Newton, Tom Rafferty, starting his 14th year, Crawford, Kerr, Gogan. The tight end is Steve Folsom. In the backfield, Kevin Scott. Herschel Walker starts at fullback today. The wide receivers, Martin and Irvin. And on passing circumstances, Cornell Burbage and James Dixon will come into the lineup. Aikman had a terrific preseason, capped off by a 306-yard night against Houston last Saturday night. He'll throw on first down. Right side, caught. Michael Irvin with the catch. Robert Massey pushed him out of bounds. Defensively for the Saints, Frank Warren, Jim Wilkes, and James Jumpy Gathers up front. The strength of the team, Jackson Mills, Vaughn Jansen, James Haynes starts for Pat Swilling at linebacker. Massey, Mack, Waymer at free safety, and Gibson in the defensive secondary. And on passing circumstances, Toy Cook and Brett Maxey will enter the defensive lineup. 2nd and 5 from the Cowboy 25. Ground game doesn't get anything. That's Kevin Scott. Number 35, signed as a Plan B player off the San Diego roster.
You know, in moving Herschel Walker to fullback, what they did when they run with Kevin Scott, then they have to make Herschel Walker the blocker. That's what happened on that play. I don't think we're going to see a lot of that today.
3rd down, 8. Dallas from the 22. 3 wide receiver set. Burbage is in a slot to the left. Aikman will go out of the shotgun.
Here's the first test of the crowd noise, Vern.
3 seconds on the 45-second clock. Blitz is coming. Aikman across the middle, caught. First down. Diving grab by Kelvin Martin.
This is a guy, I remember when we went to training camp, Jimmy Johnson telling us of all the players, he's having the best training camp. And you see him running an in pattern here. It was funny, the guy who was on him to cover him came on a blitz. That's a big thing. They get out there like they're going to cover him, and then the ball snapped and whack. One thing Aikman is going to see is a lot of blitzing.
First down, 10, Dallas. Walker.
Guarantee you this Saint defense is tough against the run, and when you have 34 back in there in offense, you don't have to say, who are we going to key on? Do we key on 34, 35, or who? I guarantee you key on 34.
Preseason, Saints defense held opponents to a 2.8 average. 2nd down. Split backs. Aikman back, blitz again. Batted back, incomplete. Jim Wilkes, number 94. And that will arouse the crowd.
I'll tell you, you're going to see Wilkes right here. He's the guy that gets the pressure straight up the middle. Now, the reason he gets the pressure is the blitzers behind him. You see the blitzers coming in there? They pick up the blitzers, but they don't pick up the nose tackle. And we don't do that. The quarterback can't do anything because Wilkes is coming straight up the middle, right in his face.
Prevent defense in now for New Orleans. They go to their dime defense. 3rd and 11, Aikman out of the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set. No blitz. Outside rush. Pat Swilling coming and almost got there. Pat Swilling, who just signed a contract this week. and was just activated Saturday. And he took an outside rush and was right in Aikman's face.
Hey, those guys are going to get after him. They said it yesterday. Swilling's right here. He's coming from the outside. See, he just is a speed rusher. And he gets that. Now, that's the outside. He gets the backside. Ricky Jackson came from the other side. So Aikman started to get away from Swilling and went right into Ricky Jackson.
That brings on Mike Saxon, who had a terrific preseason, a 47.5 average. Derek Shepard waits for it at the 22. Out of the tackle, and then down to 25. Hang time of 4.7 seconds. The Saints defense holds a 47-yard punt. 4 yards on the return. New Orleans has the ball. 12:26 to go, opening quarter. No score. Saints have the ball for the first time. Bobby Hebert, who struggled in his last preseason game, 3 of 14 in the first half. Up front, Dombrowski, Brad Edelman, Joel Hilgenberg gets a start at center over Steve Court, Steve Trapillo, Stan Brock, and the tight end is Greg Scales. Dalton Hilliard and Buford Jordan in the backfield. Martin and Lonzell Hill are the wide receivers, and Floyd Turner and Derek Shepard come in on obvious passing circumstances. Now the Saints will go with a double tight end set to open the game. Hobie Brenner, who has been handicapped with an injury, you see him right there, number 85, is in the lineup. So Hobie Brenner and Greg Scales, a 2 tight end set. Jimmy Johnson said, John, his fear was that the Saints would pound the ball at the Dallas defense.
Well, and they're starting out that way. They got the 2 tight ends and a wing up there.
And the wing is Greg Hayward.
Yeah, that's right. They're starting in a power formation.
See if Hayward comes in motion. He does right now. So they will start with the power. Dalton Hilliard comes right. And he's dropped at the 31 by Ray Horton, number 20. Flag is down. Defensively, Jones starting his 15th season today, his 209th game. Willie Broughton, not a household name. Noonan and Jeff Goat complete the front 4. Linebackers kind of weak for the Cowboys. Burton Lockhart and Ken Norton gets his first start. In the backfield, Walls, Robert Williams, Ray Horton, a Plan B acquisition, and Vince Albritton. And on passing downs, Ron Francis and Manny Hendricks. You do not see the name of Bill Bates. He has a groin injury and may not play today.
And talking about Ray Horton there, Jimmy Johnson said he thinks of all the off-season moves that they made, getting Ray Horton was the best one.
209th game for Ed Jones in his 15th season. Both are Cowboy records. First and 15 after a 5-yard penalty against the Saints. Now they go with their regular set. Dalton Hilliard. And he picks up 4 out near the 24-yard line. The tackle made by Danny Noonan, number 73. Gene Lockhart was there, and Everson Walls.
Dalton Hilliard is going to get the bulk of the running today. Reuben Mays, you know, the other fine tailback, has an Achilles injury and hasn't played all year. He didn't play any in the preseason, and they put him on IR, so he's out at least for 6 weeks. There he is right there in the blue shirt. So he's on the IR after the cut down, so he can come back again after 6 games. 2nd
and 11. 4-man front. Hilliard comes out of the backfield and lines up wide to the right side. Now Lonzell Hill starts in motion. They just did get the play off in time. Pass left side, Hill to the 33. That'll be short of the first down. Vince Albritton, number 36, with the tackle. That was one of the things Bobby Hebert said yesterday. He said, we don't know exactly what they're going to do on defense, but we know what we're going to do on offense. We're going to move our formation. We're going to give them a lot of movement. And they did on that play. They gave them a shift, and then another shift, and then motion. And so they think that the Cowboys have a young defensive team. They haven't played. They're playing a new system, and they want them to have to make a lot of adjustments. A year ago, the Saints were terrific on 3rd down. They've got a 3rd and 2 here. Both wide receivers to the left side. Scales tight right. Mo Hill starts in motion. Hebert looks right, throws right. Lonzell Hill. That should be enough for the first down. Out near the 38-yard line. Ron Burton and Gene Lockhart with the tackle. Dave Waymer prowls the sidelines. He has moved from cornerback to free safety this year and says he enjoys it.
You know, one of the things, the other thing that bothered the Cowboys is he said that we're not going to be able to get the ball a lot. He said that's why we need patience, because the New Orleans Saint defense, what they'll do is they'll move and dink around a lot. And that's exactly what they do. And there's no one better at dinking than the Saints.
1st and 10, New Orleans, no score. Hilliard, nice run. That's a pickup of 7 out near the 43-yard line. Ken Norton, number 51, with the tackle.
Well, he's running right in there to the left side behind big Jim Dombrowski and Brad Edelman. The guy in the tackle, he has a tight end over on that side. You see, they just area block. Dalton Hilliard, once he gets his shoulder square to the line, then he can go straight ahead or cut right or cut left. That's the first thing a running back wants to do, is get into square, then you have a three-way go.
2nd down and 3, no score, 1st quarter, Saints and the Cowboys. Buford Jordan out of the backfield. Hilliard comes right. Poor tackling by the Cowboys secondary. Robert Williams with the tackle, but it's a 1st down at the Cowboy 31-yard line.
It's the thing, when you watch a Dalton Hilliard, you're going to see a top runner. They crash down on too tall. They outrun both Burton and Lockhart. They get a missed tackle right there, and then Hilliard's down the sideline. That's one of the things that's been haunting the Cowboys the last couple of years on defense. They have not been a good tackling defense.
1st down and 10 at the 31. 25-yard gain, no score. Greg Scales, the tight end. This time the tackle is made. I'm going to go back to the point you just made, John. Talking to Jimmy Johnson in practice earlier this week in Dallas, and I said, what's the biggest change or surprise for you? And he said, I was shocked at the inability to tackle, the lack of fundamentals.
I think that's happened in the entire NFL in the last 5 years. Since they went to all this situation substitution, I think the teams work more on that. Who's playing what down in what situation, and they've gotten away from fundamentals. And I don't think the tackling league-wise is what it used to be. And the Cowboys are one of the teams that are poor tackling teams.
2nd down from the 27. 2nd and 5. They'll try Hilliard again. This time Willie Brown, number 79, who's playing his 1st game in 2 years today, makes the tackle. Broughton, who played for Jimmy Johnson at the University of Miami, once a 4th-round pick of the Colts, but he was out of football last year. That's a classic case of, you go ahead and call us.
Yeah, well,
don't wait for us to call you.
That's what Jimmy Johnson said. He said, we aren't really good on defense, and we have a guy starting who we didn't contact. He called us, and he said, when they start calling you, and then they're starting for you in the league opener, you know where you have to go to work to improve your team.
3rd down and 2. Broughton starting where Mark Whalen had been penciled in, but he's on injured reserve. Blitz coming. See if they call it off. No, they don't. Run blitz is there. Buford Jordan bounces off a tackle again. And Ken Norton finally got it, but the missed tackle allows a 1st down.
Hey, this is something that Jordan does here. Is he helps make the guy miss by making a spin here. You see him, he hits, then he gives him the shoulder, then he gives him the back to hit. And as he turns it, then they bounce off the back. That's a move that Herschel Walker does well. You know, where you give him a little shoulder, and then you switch and you give him the back, and then they bounce off the back of the shoulder pad. You don't give them a lot to tackle.
Buford Jordan is starting in place of Craig Hayward, despite gaining only 16 yards in preseason. They are not happy with last year's #1 draft choice. Motion, Greg Scales jumped, and then Jeffco came over and tapped him on the head. Now let's see if the illegal procedure call goes. Nope, it's going to go against Dallas.
Well, Jimmy Johnson said before the game that in his pregame talk.
Number 77, defense, first down.
In his pregame talk, he was going to preach patience. And I think this is the time he has to be talking about. You can't panic when this happens to you on the road.
His one major fear he expressed to us was the Saints' probability of pounding at the Cowboys. They've done that.
Yeah, that, and the other one is getting ahead early where his team has to fight uphill.
First down and 5, New Orleans. No score in the game. At the 15, Dalton Hilliard. First and goal at the 9. Vince Albritton, number 36, makes the tackle.
Let's watch a cut here on the clicker. You know, this Dalton Hilliard is one of the best. And he has those big, powerful legs and that low center of gravity. Now watch how he makes the cut here. You see, he sees this. He gets him pursuing that way. Then he cuts right back against the grain. Then he's into square and take on what you have to. I remember Ronnie Lott telling me something that Dalton Hilliard is the hardest hitting back he's ever tackled.
Mo Hill, second and goal at the 4. Now, that was a year ago when we were talking to Ronnie Lott as the 49ers were opening it up. He said Hilliard is the toughest to bring down he faces in the league. Here's the pass play.
Mo Hill is the inside guy. You see the outside guy runs up the field and clears or picks, and Hill runs a short out. I'll tell you, Bobby Hebert, again, you know, we're talking about the Saints being a dink offense. Bobby Hebert is the king of throwing dink passes. I mean, he can do that all day. And when he's hot, he really gets hot.
He's 4 for 4 on this drive. Buford Jordan starts in motion left. Hilliard again. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jim Dombrowski opened it up. That was a precision-like drive.
And there was another missed tackle. I think it was Vince Albritton right in the hole, missed the tackle. And of course, Dalton Hilliard had a little to do with that, too.
Morton Anderson for the extra point. Hilliard with 49 yards on the drive. The big play was a 25-yard scamper. Saints lead 7-0. 4:05 to go first quarter. Saints put together an impressive drive. Hilliard gets the touchdown. And it's 7-0 New Orleans with 4:05 to go in the first quarter of play. Morton Anderson getting ready to kick off. Saints scoring drive, 12 plays, 74 yards, took 8:21 off the clock. Hilliard from 4 yards out. And at least 3 missed tackles that we could remember. Hilliard 49 yards, including that 25-yard run.
As you say, I think that drive was a combination of Bobby Hebert being very effective, Hilliard running well, and some poor Cowboy tackling.
Anderson's kick, Burbage again will not be able to return it. And the Cowboys start 80 yards out. We go back and look at the touchdown.
Well, here's Hilliard. He's going to run in here. And here's Vince Albritton. He's going to be free. He should make the tackle. So, again, I think this is kind of a play like the whole drive was. You see the move there? That's poor tackling or good running. But he was free. Albritton was free. He wasn't blocked. You got to make that tackle.
I'm going to give you a theory that Johnson advanced to me on Wednesday. He said one reason he thinks that the tackling is so poor has to do with the small squad size and practicing against each other. You can't go full speed.
Yeah, but that's always been true in NFL. I think the big thing is they're practicing situation stuff, but they don't practice fundamentals anymore.
Aikman being chased by Warren. Lets it go incomplete. Robert Massey, the rookie, knocks it away. Let's get an update now. Back to our headquarters in New York. Here's Brent Musburger. Not a bad start for a guy who just put on the pads.
He says he can't play football.
Herschel Walker. Now the crowd is going to be a factor. Ricky Jackson with the tackle.
I tell you, now they are, because the Saints have the lead. Now they can just be rooting on the Saints here. But the test is going to come now on this third down pass, and the Cowboys have been working on a silent count, where Aikman just gets back in the shotgun and signals with his foot when he wants the ball, and Rafferty gives them to him anytime after that.
See if he has to go with the silent crowd count now. Watch his feet. If they go with the silent, there it is. That signals everything is set. Now they look like they're going to try to. Left side, flag is down. Pass is caught, and it's a first down at the play stands. Michael Irvin with the catch.
Hey, that's a way to quiet down that crowd, too. Although they say the penalty is against the Dallas Cowboys.
Offensive pass interference. Almost have to be on Michael Irvin, number 88.
Yeah, he was the guy who caught the ball. Cornell Burbage was also out there to that side, but you can tell it was on Irvin.
Third down.
Because he's arguing. Hey, here we'll look at it again. Does he push off? Does he put his hands on him and push off?
Oh, brother.
I don't know.
Oh.
That sure doesn't look like much to me. I mean, I can see what he called as he put both hands up there on him. But that is an awfully tight call.
That's picky. 3rd and 19. Watch for the silent count again now. Aikman, if he lifts his right foot. That will indicate, there it is. 6 DBs in. Aikman deep left side. Caught short of the first down. Michael Irvin makes the grab. It'll be a punting circumstance for Dallas.
I'll tell you, that was still a heck of a throw by Aikman in that situation, and a heck of a catch by Irvin. I mean, being able to get that ball out there and then keep both feet in bounds. I'll tell you, Irvin is going to be open today. Watch that catch, and both feet landing in bounds. Even though it's not a first down, that was a big play.
Mike Saxon on the punt for the second time. First one equaled his preseason average, 47 yards. Derek Shepard, the deep man, 7-0, Saints lead. That's a low line drive kick. Shepard should be able to run it back. 35. Pretty good downfield coverage this time by the Cowboys. Ken Norton, number 51, makes the tackle. A 40-yard punt, 7 on the return by Derek Shepard. Saints have the ball and the lead. U.S. Open final, Lindell and Becker follows our game. New Orleans leads at 7-0, 2:46 to go first quarter. Buford Jordan is on the sideline with a hamstring pull, and we are told is questionable to return for the remainder of the game. So Craig Hayward, a slimmed down Ironhead Hayward, is in the lineup.
Yeah, that's what Jim Morris said. He's really been impressed. He said he weighed, yesterday they weighed him in. He weighed in at 250 yesterday, which is pretty good for Ironhead.
He's been up around 270. First down and 10. Saints lead 7-0. Blitz coming. It's a run blitz. And did you see the pile start to go to the right?
That's it. When you have a guy like Hayward in there and he leads, he's in there, it's like having another guard in there. And when he leads in, he starts that pile going backwards, and then Hilliard can just follow him back in there from the I formation.
Brent Fullwood had the run of 73 yards for that Green Bay touchdown. Second down, 8, 2:15 to go first quarter. 7-0, Saints lead, 4-yard touchdown run by Hilliard. Hayward in motion. Walls adjusts and follows him out. Dave Eric Martin, first down at the 37. Perfect pass. Ray Horton with the tackle. A gain of 21.
Last week in preseason, the fans were booing Bobby Hebert, but I don't think that I've ever seen him sharper than he's been so far in this game. He's thrown to the tight ends, he's thrown to the back, he's thrown to the wide receivers. Here he hits his favorite wide receiver, Eric Martin. This guy caught 85 passes last year and was in the Pro Bowl. Bobby Hebert was saying, I think he's probably going to get more coverage this year, so I'm going to have to go to some of my other guys. That's the first time he went to Martin.
Hebert 5 of 5 for 44 yards. Hayward in motion, double tight end set on first down. Hilliard, nice tackle. Gene Lockhart. Well, John was talking about spreading it out. Let's go back to what Bobby Hebert did a year ago, John.
Well, you know, he does dink a lot, but he dinks a lot to his wide receivers. You see, last year was 187, 45 to his halfback, only 34 to the tight end, and only 18 to the fullback. So you can see that when he does dink, it's mostly wide receivers and the halfback. And, of course, they use a lot of that formation where he has 4 wide receivers in there at one time.
Second down and 10. Final moments of the first quarter. Again, the double tight end set. 7-0. New Orleans leads. Hebert gets rid of it. Eric Martin, 3 men around to tackle. That'll be short of the first down at the 33 and could be the final play of the quarter. Bobby Hebert lost his grandmother, 74 years of age. She died a week ago, and the funeral was the day after the game against Washington. He said he didn't want to use it as an excuse, but he was very close to her, and his mind was very much on her death.
Yeah, he said it was she was like his second mother, and one of the biggest football fans that he ever knew, and said it was very difficult for him.
That's the end of the first quarter in the Superdome, with the New Orleans Saints leading the Dallas Cowboys 7-0. We begin quarter number 2 from the Superdome in New Orleans. The Cowboys and New Orleans Saints. The Saints up 7-0 and threatening. They have a third down and 5 at the Cowboy 33. Vern Lundquist and John Madden here at the Superdome. And Bobby Hebert will go with a 4 wide receiver set. The Cowboys counter with 5 defensive backs. See, they showing a blitz look. All bouncing up in the line. Here they come. Bad snap. And Hebert chases it all the way back. It's a 3 ball. Too tall Jones cannot get on it. Or did he? New Orleans ball.
I don't know. That'll be a big play if the Saints do get it, because it was a fouled up play, but at least by Dalton Hilliard recovering the ball, they get to punt it. Had the Cowboys, of course, gotten the ball, it's their ball right there.
It's a 38-yard loss, John.
I know, it just came out. It didn't look like Hebert was ready for it, like Hilgenberg maybe snapped it before he was supposed to. It was a little to his right, but he should catch that. Too tall wind for it, couldn't get it. Dalton Hilliard gets it, and the Saints get a break in the ability to be able to punt.
George Winslow is the new punter. He replaces Brian Hansen. Hasn't kicked in a couple of years. He kicked 5 games for Cleveland 2 years ago. Too much time. And that'll cost him 5 more. Winslow was gesturing at his center.
Delay of game. Offense. 5 yards. 4th down.
Joel Hilgenberg, and there was some kind of a mix-up. I don't know what happened.
Well, Hilgenberg's going through a tough time. It was Hilgenberg that snapped the bad one to Hebert. Hilgenberg is still maybe in shock. The punter's saying, come on, give me the ball already. Give me the ball.
This time, bad snap again. No pressure. Winslow's back and punts it a line drive kick. And now, the chorus that resounds will not be of a positive nature. And they're not holding up those little signs that say boo and yay this time.
You know, Joel Hilgenberg is one of the best snappers in the league, too. That's one of the ways he made this team originally.
Now, Hilgenberg looks at Winslow, but they don't speak as he walked off.
Of course, the punter doesn't have a lot to say on a football team anyway, especially a punter who's there for his first year. You talk about a bad day for a center. I mean, the center's just some poor old lunch bucket guy. He gives a bad one to Hilliard, and then he doesn't snap one to the punter, then he snaps another bad one to the punter. That usually doesn't happen in a season.
12 yards on the punt. Cowboys at the 36. And the blitz is coming again. Toss to Herschel Walker. Goes left, gets by Vaughn Johnson, but the Saints do a good job of stringing the play out defensively. James Haynes makes the tackle.
Yeah, the Saints always do a good job of stringing things out defensively. They don't have a lot of great stars. You look at the Saints, and you don't know who their stars are. They don't have a big name, but they play collectively as a team as well as anyone. And I think that's a real tribute to their coach, Jim Mora. I think Mora and his staff are one of the better staffs in the NFL.
1 year ago on a Monday night game here, Herschel Walker gained 124 yards against the Saints. He's got 2 yards on 3 carries now. Aikman, play fake. Into the flat. Walker drops the ball. It will be a catch. And he fumbles it out of bounds for a loss of a yard at the 36.
Tell you one thing, that's what they want to do. The Cowboys are talking about getting the ball to Herschel Walker in the open field.
There's the noise meter in the lower left, and of course, indoors in the dome, the crowd becomes a factor here. That's a decibel meter, and we'll try and track how loud the crowd noise gets. They're liable to. Now the timeout has been called.
They could on this play. A third down from a shotgun is when the home team's going to make the noise. But I think that they modified that rule, and I think they've told the referees to ease up on it a little. You know, you don't have to go like you're the elementary school principal to these fans.
Well, whatever the conversation was, it was private. It'll not be shared. It'll be 3rd and 10. Cowboys trail 7-0. Only touchdown, a 4-yard run by Dalvin Hilliard. Now we are told they're looking at the replay.
Yeah, remember the last play was that one to Herschel Walker where Ricky Jackson was on him, and whether he caught the ball or not. It was only for about a yard or so anyway. I don't think it would make that much difference in the position. It'll make a little difference in the stats.
Now this is one I might have skipped. Just let it slide on through.
Well, let's see it. Here's Herschel Walker right here at the bottom of the screen.
Backwards, out of bounds. Ball starts on a snap.
See what they're saying is he caught it, fumbled it, and then it went backwards. So it's not where they caught it where the whistle blew, then it would go backwards where it was out of bounds.
There's the decibel meter in the lower left-hand side. And of course, you all, I think by now, know about the new rule that has been modified to a degree. The silent count by Aikman. 5-man rush. Flag down. Catch made by Cornell Burbage, but there should be holding against the Cowboys. This is Howard Rowe, the referee. Oh,
it's against the Saints, so the Cowboys didn't get a first down, but defensive holding is an automatic first down.
Defense, illegal use of hands, number 94, first down.
That came right in the area where you expect holding, which is why I was so quick with the erroneous call.
Well, it's going to be right there, right in the middle. You see on Rafferty right there. You see him going around. I don't know what they're calling there. I don't see it yet. Huh. I didn't see it.
There's Jim Wilkes.
Well, that's who they called it on, Wilkes. And unless when he put his hand up there initially, he grabbed a face mask or something. In the replay, I sure didn't see any holding. It's a good call for the Cowboys. They have to like it.
Darrell Johnston, the rookie running back, second-round draft choice, is in with Walker in the backfield now. Aikman hands it off to Walker. Gets outside. Gets by Wilkes and Johnson and James Haynes, but doesn't gain a lot. Go back to that thought you had in the first Cowboy series. Who do you key on? You key on Herschel.
You key on Herschel, and it's funny how, you know, opening day jitters, the Saints started out well, and then they've just been self-destructing. You know, they had those bad punts. They had the bad snaps. And then on defense, they stop them on a 3rd down play and have a holding that gives them a 1st down. They were playing awfully well, and then they're starting to dig holes for themselves.
2nd down 9, Dallas at the New Orleans 30. Blitz coming again. Aikman behind his intended receiver, Kevin Scott, and Scott took a belt in the back by Antonio Gibson. Pass incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9.
You know, one thing about Troy Aikman that has impressed me is the way he carries himself, only being a rookie, but that he's played this preseason and he has yet to throw an interception. So I think that that's a big thing with a Cowboy team. You got a young team. You don't want to hurt yourself. Now this, if he's going to throw an interception, this is a type of area where a young quarterback will usually do it.
Watch for the blitz again. Houston blitzed Aikman almost every down. Here it comes. Aikman, right side. On the money drop. Should have been caught. Cornell Burbage incomplete. Robert Massey might have stripped Burbage of the ball.
Good coverage by Robert Massey, number 40 there. He was the Saints' 2nd-round draft choice, a rookie starting his first regular season game. Good coverage, good cut on the ball. He got his right hand in there. You see, he's got his right hand, boom, and just whacked that thing out of there.
Now Roger Ruzak, who was the hero of the game Saturday night, a 55-yarder. That made amends for 3 that he had missed in that game, and Mike Saxon will hold. Saxon has never held before this year, and he's not too happy about it. 48-yard effort. Fake. Saxon back to throw. Ruzak. Flag is down, and so is Ruzak. I'm going to guess we've got ineligible lineman downfield.
Yeah, because that wasn't an organized fake, and that's exactly what you had. He didn't get the ball down. He didn't get the ball down because there was no one going out for a pass. The lineman reacted to it, and they went downfield. As you say, that wasn't an organized fake field goal. That was a bad snap or hold, or they didn't have that thing worked out and decided to run with it.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 66, decline, 1st down.
Kevin Gogan. Now Mike Saxon is having to talk to Jimmy Johnson. There's the man who interfered on the pass, 300-pounder Kevin Gogan. And New Orleans does not suffer as a result of the 38-yard loss on a bad snap and a 12-yard punt. 7-0, Saints have the ball. Sellout crowd at the Superdome in New Orleans. Mike Saxon, who has never held before this year, didn't hold on that play.
I know, he looked like he kind of panicked here because the snap is okay. He's getting it down. He looks like he doesn't know what, like he has his hand in there. You're supposed to hold the ball with your finger. He left his hand down there. Had Brusek kicked it, he would have kicked him in the hand. And then this play looks like a punter throwing to a kicker. It's nothing. It's an air ball play, those guys. Did you see that? He put the ball down and left his hand there.
I've got an explanation. I asked him on the field before the game, had he ever held before? He said no, only in practice at San Diego State, and the guy was a left footer.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he had in mind.
Well, he looked like he was going to pass it instead of hold it. You hold it with the tip of your finger, not the side of your hand.
An air ball play, huh?
Yeah, both fingers, got it.
Out to the 31. San Francisco over Indianapolis 10-3 in the 2nd quarter. Season opener this afternoon. Rams lead Atlanta 10-7. Greg Bell had a 3-yard touchdown run. Esiason hit a touchdown pass. Cincinnati leads Detroit over Phoenix in the 2nd quarter. High score 7-0. It's 2nd down and 6.
I'll tell you, looking at that 49ers score, and all the teams I've seen in the preseason, the 49ers were still the best.
2nd down and 6. 12-19 to go. 7-0. Saints lead. Sean Smith is coming to defensive tackle for the Cowboys now. And they went right at Sean Smith. He's a young man who played collegiately at Grambling and started for the Bears last year, number 67 for the Cowboys, and then was cut, picked up on waivers by Dallas. He replaced Richard Dent. Now Sean Smith leaves the lineup. There's Ron Burton, number 57.
I think Ron Burton, as we just see him leaving, I think he's fighting for his life as a starting linebacker there. The Cowboys keep bringing guys in. They just brought in Jack Del Rio this week, bringing guys in to try and beat out Ron Burton.
3rd and 5. 4 wide receiver set for Bobby Hebert, who's not been incomplete yet in the ballgame. Blitz from the outside, pass, caught. That should be enough for the first down. Floyd Turner, number 88, one of the draft choices to make the ball club this year. Number 6th round pick out of Northwest Louisiana, made the catch.
And you know, the guy that probably feels the best about it is that guy right there, 61, Joel Hilgenberg. He has those, the last time he had those snap problems, and it's just like anything. If you're a center or you're a player, you want to get back out there and get it straight and not have to sit there and live with it. The poor guy had those bad snaps, the problem. Now he got a shotgun, he got the snap, now he can settle down again.
Play fake, Hebert back. Lobs it across the middle, incomplete. That's a should have been caught. Greg Scales, that's his first incompletion.
I think Greg Scales is really the 3rd tight end that the Saints would have to be playing. John Tice
breaks a tackle behind the line of Sean Smith, and then runs into Jack Del Rio, who started his career here in New Orleans, played here for 2 years, then with the Kansas City Chiefs. In trying to assess his defensive talent yesterday, Jimmy Johnson said, I don't want it to mean any of my players, but I got Jack Del Rio here who may start for me, and he couldn't make Kansas City's 60-man roster.
Well, you know, sometimes you have success with players like that. I mean, there are players that have been cut by other teams that are successful. There are also players that were never drafted that are successful, like Everson Wall. He wasn't drafted. He's a Pro Bowl player.
3rd and 6. Hebert across the middle, big hit. But that again might be enough to move the chain. That's a first down. Eric Martin makes the catch.
Hebert's coming over to the sideline to complain about something. He's talking to his coaches. He left the huddle and came over, and I'm not sure if it's the shotgun or the snap or what the problem is, because he's been close to perfect. He only had that one drop pass. But I don't know what he's talking about, because after the play, he ran right over and talked to his coaches.
1st and 10, 9-10 to go, first half. Play fake, Hebert. Chased, shovels it. In the grass, Brule. He'll be down at the 40-yard line. Jim Jeffcoat and his arms wrapped around Bobby Hebert. Jimmy Johnson, who said he was going to preach patience.
I don't know if he can keep it himself. I'll tell you, watch Jeffcoat coming right there, 77. Dalton Hilliard couldn't block him at all. He flushes him out. Now Hebert was just getting rid of that ball, so they're going to say that he was in the grasp, and rightly so. 2nd
down and 18. There's Jim Mora. Carl Smith is the offensive coordinator for the Saints, and may have been that Hebert was asking now a timeout call.
Yeah, he wants to get something straightened out. You know, he's really hitting his wide receivers. He's 7 for 7 to his wide receivers so far.
8:40 to go, first half. Saints up by 7. Thus far, it's been a New Orleans kind of game. Bobby Hebert 8 for 9 for 62 yards. Dalton Hilliard has a touchdown among the 59 yards he has rushed for, and the Saint defense has held the Cowboys to nothing on the ground so far. Things, I think, have gone pretty much like New Orleans would want.
I think so, especially in that first quarter. I mean, they were darn near perfect on defense and offense. Then the wheels started to get a little loose for him there for a while in the second quarter, and I think they let Dallas get back. I mean, they really had the Cowboys down. They had everything going, and then with those bad snaps and stuff in that area, I think gave the Cowboys a chance again.
This is about as good as we've seen Bobby Hebert in a couple of years.
Yeah, if Bobby Hebert can stay away from these long yardage situations, he's very, very efficient.
2nd and 18 here, lobs it out to Hilliard. Hilliard does a little elusive maneuver and goes by Jack Del Rio at the 46 to pick up 4 additional yards. And that'll leave a 3rd down and 9.
You know, and I'll tell you the other thing that Bobby Hebert is getting today, he's getting very good pass protection. If the Cowboys don't blitz, they really can't get there. And if you give Bobby Hebert time, he can really pick you apart with that short passing game.
3rd down and 9. 7-0. Saints lead, 4 wide receiver set again. 2 left, 2 right. 8-man front for the Cowboys. They send only 4. Flag down. Derek Shepard, the intended receiver. Hebert is talking a lot with Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator.
After almost every play, he's running over there to talk to Carl Smith. I think on that play there, it looked like he was trying to draw the penalty. He just threw that up to Derek Shepard. Robert Williams was there. 23 is Williams. Shepard is a 4th wide receiver running it up. It's pretty good coverage. Now, the way you can draw a penalty is throwing it a little short or having that receiver stop. Johnny Unitas was a master at that. Get you going deep, get everyone running, and then throwing it short, because you can get completions that way, and you also draw a lot of pass interference.
That's a 1st down 10. 3rd Dallas penalty for 39 yards. 7:49 to go in the 1st half. 7-0 New Orleans. High formation, 2 wide receivers to the right side. Hilliard goes by Robert Williams. And Jack Del Rio, number 55, makes the stop. Del Rio was a 3rd-round draft choice here 4 years ago.
Just watch Robert Williams here. First you get a penalty. Now they're going to sweep. And there you see a big 250-pound guy coming at you. You got to come up and take him on, and then Hilliard is going to get in. Williams does a good job. You know, you always think of these corners being cover guys, but they also have to do this. This isn't any fun. Get up there and take on that big 250-pound fullback and force the play back inside.
Double tight end and 2nd down and 10. Hilliard searching, goes right, doesn't find anything. Too tall. Jones, number 72, makes the tackle. What a marvel he is. Number 1 draft choice in 1974, playing today in his 209th consecutive game. Except for the 1 year he took off to become a boxer, he's never missed a game because of injury.
Well, and you know, the other thing that's amazing about him is 15 years. He's the oldest starter in the NFL, but he's a player out of the old mold. You know, the player that plays every down. I mean, he doesn't come in there just on short yardage or just on pass rushes. Ed Too Tall Jones plays every down of defensive football and always has.
3rd and 9 from the shotgun. Hebert, perfect. Derek Shepard breaks another tackle. This one by Robert Williams. And that's a 1st down for the Saints inside the 20, a 14-yard gain.
The second play to Derek Shepard, he's the one that they got the pass interference. Now he comes back and hits him on a slant. Look, he's just looking out left. Crap, he hit Shepard in there. Shepard, once he gets the ball, is a very good runner. In fact, that's why the Saints picked him up as a punt returner. Had Brett Perryman not gotten hurt, I don't even think Shepard would even be playing as a wide receiver.
There's Derek Shepard. Brett Perryman is on the inactive list because of an injury. Left side, caught by Eric Martin. And he spilled the 13-yard line. Pick.
Well, that's the thing. He's always going to have someone short. Even if he's going to throw deeper, he always has a short outlet. That time it was Eric Martin.
There's Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator. Jim Mora looks on.
The thing I like about Carl Smith, he has a headset, but he doesn't put it on when he's calling plays. So when a guy has a headset and it's not on, you know that the thoughts coming out of there are coming out of his own head, not someone else's. Because when he has a headset, then the thought comes in your ear and then in your head and out your mouth. If you don't have a headset on, it just comes out your mouth.
Second down and 4. Hilliard goes right. Martin tries to provide a block, and Hilliard is down at the 10-yard line. Vince Albritton, number 36, makes the tackle. Albritton, now in his 6th year, had been battling Bill Bates for the starting spot all summer. And look at the pass distribution, John, thus far.
Well, you know, we said the Saints throw to their wide receivers 9 to 9, 1 out of 1 to the running back. They've thrown 2 to the tight ends, and Bobby Hebert is as close to perfect as you can be.
3rd and 1, Saints just inside the 10. 4:44 to go. Jim Morrow looks on now in his 4th year as the head coach. New Orleans has had control of the ball almost the entire first half. No flags. Williams, great second effort. Somehow kept his feet.
You know, it has to be in those legs. Watch him from the waist down. I mean, this guy is not a big guy. He's about 205 pounds, but he is very, very explosive and very, very powerful. And the thing he does, you see that? He never stops his feet. You take an average back, and when they get hit, like when they get hit here for the first time, their feet will stop. Watch Hilliard. He never, ever stops his feet until he's completely down.
And because of that superb effort from Dalton Hilliard, the Saints have a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
You know, Dalton Hilliard is one of the better players in this league, and if you have to pick an underrated, I think over the years has been one of the most underrated. In fact, for a big part of the time, wasn't even a starter when Ruben Mays is here.
64 yards now for Dalton Hilliard in the first half. He's got the only touchdown thus far. 3:53 to go before halftime. 1st down goal. Steele in motion. Hebert across the middle. Caught at the 1. Lonzel Hill.
They watch Bobby Hebert here, Vern. He brings that ball back, puts it up by his ear, and throws it like a slingshot. You know, he doesn't take a lot of time and a lot of motion. He gets it up, he sees Mo Hill right there, and pop, hits him right on the goal line.
New Orleans has had the ball for 21 minutes and 7 seconds so far.
And that's why the other team needs patience. When you're on that other sideline, it seems like a day and a half.
No. And so on the 17th play of this drive, Jim Mora's Saints will try and get it in.
I think that's one thing. I'd probably give it to Hilliard again. Watch the difference here. Watch at the contact here, how Ironhead Hayward stops his feet. You see his feet back here? He didn't have his feet driving. And if you don't have your feet driving, you don't have any power.
Player down for the Cowboys. And time has been called. They'll check on the injured player. We'll get an identity, but time has been called. Willie Broughton was the injured player for the Cowboys. He walked off by himself. This will be the 17th play of this drive. Already it has consumed 10:24. The touchdown drive in the first quarter took 8 minutes and 21 seconds and 12 plays. 3rd and goal. Hayward. Still no indication. Yes, touchdown. Appears to be injured. 8-year man from Missouri, the left guard.
Well, he's right in there where they're going to be running. because they're running straight up the middle. That's just a big pile of guys. And what the argument is there, the Cowboys didn't think that the ball broke the plane. Remember, it's where the football is. You can't see it from there. They thought that they got Ironhead Hayward going backwards.
Jimmy Johnson looks on as they continue to tend to Brad Edelman.
You know, so many things happen down there in the goal line because you tighten up your 11 and they tighten up their 11, and you have 22 guys all in a bunch. And stuff is coming down from legs and bodies and everything falling on you in there. See all those legs and how that whole thing gets tangled up in there, where a lot of people get knee and ankle injuries.
Edelman will limp off. And he is assisted by the medical staff of the Saints. Kevin Haverdink, a rookie, will move over to that spot when they get back on scrimmage. But 10 minutes and 53 seconds and a 73-yard drive by the Saints to go up 13-0, and now Morton Anderson on to try the extra point. Brad Edelman works on the injury on the sideline. 2:04 to go before halftime, and later today, join us for the men's final of the U.S. Open Tennis Championship. Yvonne Lendl against Boris Becker. That's coming up later today on CBS Sports. Lendl, a little bit of a struggle with Agassi yesterday before he won, and Becker, of course, Steffi Graf outlasted Martina Navratilova yesterday.
Yeah, I watch those tennis players and wonder how you can stay out there that long and play that well with all that pressure that's on them. I think tennis players are amazing athletes. That you know, to be out there in that concentration and then to see them do things and just wonder. You watch it, you wonder how the heck do they do that? I mean, how does a Lendl do those things that he does? How does a Becker do those things?
Who would you pick as the best athletes by sport? You got one?
It depends on what they're doing. It depends on what they're doing. Like if you took, for example, Mike Tyson and you took Jordan.
Right.
Yeah, well, if you play basketball, Jordan's the best player. He'd make Tyson look like a fool. If you play boxing, I'll guarantee you Tyson would make Jordan look like a fool. Same thing with Herschel Walker. We were talking to him last night. He still believes, and it's not a come on or anything, Herschel Walker still believes that if he trained, that he could fight Mike Tyson. He believes that.
I think I got him yesterday, though, John. I asked him if he'd ever skied. He thought I meant water skiing, and he said yes. I said, no, Herschel, we're talking snow skiing. He's going to try it. Burbage out across the 20, and that'll be the 2-minute warning as the tackle is made by Walter Johnson. Willie Broughton, by the way, a jammed neck for the Cowboys, but good news, he will be back. We don't have a report on Brad Edelman. A doubleheader for you on CBS. Out of the shotgun, Aikman. Cowboys have 1 first down, and they've only had the ball for a little over 4 minutes in the first half. Aikman drills it. Kevin Scott makes the catch at the 30-yard line. And it's the no-huddle offense. Dave Weimer with the tackle. 2nd down and 2, 1:39 remaining. Incomplete.
This is the thing thing that impresses me about Aikman is he knows, in fact, he said last night, he's going to get rushed and he's going to get blitzed and he's going to get every kind of blitz there is until he proves that he can hang in there and complete the passes. And once he starts hurting teams that do it to him, then they're going to pull off and start mixing up. But right now, the thing to do when you play the Cowboys is go after them.
3rd down and 2, 1:29 to go. Cowboys with 0 yards rushing so far. They won't have any on this possession. Aikman having to scramble. Howard Rowe got in his way. Aikman is down at the 6. Toy Cook. And the referee might have pulled a muscle in his left leg.
I think the other thing, I think the referee ought to get half of an assist here. Watch Aikman as he gets back. He runs right into the referee there. He has to adjust to the referee, and just that little bump, that let Toy Cook make the tackle. And I think you're right. I think the referee does pull a hand. You see him grab that left leg up? Either that or that was his motion to get out of the way.
23-yard loss. And time has been called by New Orleans on 4th and 25 as Mike Saxon will have to punt from the end zone. .106 to go in the first half. Saints lead 14-0. 66 seconds to go in the first half. Mike Saxon on the punt. On 4th and 25 with that 23-yard loss, the Cowboys total offense in the first half now is 23 yards.
And I think this puts the Saints in a good position here to really put pressure on our punt block.
Running into the punter, but there is no flag. And Derek Shepard has it. Here we go. One man to beat. Touchdown.
This is when you want to put the pressure. You want to put a big rush when he's punting out of his own end zone. He kicked the ball. It looked like he did run into the punter there. They didn't call anything.
Morton Anderson to try to make it 21-0. He's done it. Derek Shepard, 56-yard punt return for a TD.
This is exactly why the Saints picked him up, not as a wide receiver. They got him from the Redskins as a punt returner. That's what they wanted him to do. And I'll tell you, this guy knows how to do it. That's the way, when you take a punt return, you don't spend a lot of time running right and left. Watch him. He knows what to do. Get the ball and take it straight up the middle.
Derek Shepard. Frank Warren got Saxon out of the way. And after a 49-yard punt, a 56-yard return. How ironic that yesterday Jim Mora was talking about Derek Shepard and said, oh, he's a guy.
Yeah.
He's just a guy.
He was talking about as a guy, as a receiver. He really didn't want to use him as a receiver. He said, yeah, he's just a guy, but he's also a punt returner. That's the only reason he's here. I think Jim Moore is pleasantly surprised today with Derek Shepard. Jimmy Johnson looks like he's in shock with Derek Shepard.
Last time the Saints had a punt return for a touchdown a year ago, Mel Gray ran one back 66 yards against Denver, but that is only the 3rd time in New Orleans history that they've had a punt return for a touchdown. Derek Shepard gets it from 56 yards out.
That's why they're so excited here. We got that meter there. You see that meter? Boom! It went pinned all the way to the back. They've only seen 3 of them in their life here. The 3rd one.
Cribbage tackle.
This is a big load coming down on a kickoff coverage. It looks like guys just get out of his way. There he has good contact. That's a load on load there. But he got off his load and put it on the ball carrier.
Burbage, incidentally, is down at the 23-yard line, injured after he was hit by Walter Johnson. Time has been called. Returner from Kentucky.
Looked like it was a shoulder injury. They were working on, working on up there under his shoulder pad.
Derek Shepard with that 56-yard return probably earned a spot on this roster with a punt return against the Redskins a week ago Friday night. Here's Herschel Walker. The pass complete. Troy Aikman calls time. And he'll trot over to talk with David Shula, the offensive coordinator.
You know, the other day, for Ricky Jackson, the linebacker from the Saints, was saying that, he says, I don't know what's going to happen at halftime. He said, but I'll guarantee you, if we're ahead, that Jimmy Johnson is going to be in there throwing everything, including blackboards. Jimmy Johnson was an assistant at Pittsburgh when Ricky Jackson played there. And he said, I'll guarantee you, he said, he's going to throw blackboards. He said he may even throw some of the guys out of the locker room and into the parking lot.
You think this isn't a country of opportunity? 23 years ago this weekend, Jimmy Johnson was beginning his career as an assistant coach for the Picayune, Mississippi Maroon Pride football team. They went 0-10 that year. And today he becomes officially the second coach in the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
Now, yesterday, when we were talking to him in his room, the Miami-Wisconsin game was on. It was 34-3, and he said, just think, if I weren't here, I'd be there. And they'd say Jimmy Johnson's piling it on again.
First and 10, Dallas. They trail 21-0. Aikman, Scott Ankrum, a 12th round draft choice out of TCU, couldn't hang on. The guy that
came in there was Robert Massey to make that play. I think for a rookie, Massey is playing very well. I mean, he's been on coverage all day, and he seems to be wherever the ball's thrown, he seems to make good breaks on the ball and be able to get his hand up there too.
That's the third pass he's broken up in the first half. Massey, second round pick out of North Carolina Central. Second down and 10. 25 seconds to go before halftime.
Massey looks as confident as a rookie as Aikman does.
No blitz. Intercepted. Oh, dropped. Waymer had it. And then Gibson had a chance, but Dave Waymer drew a bead on that ball.
Waymer's still on the ground. He can't believe it. He really loves moving from the corner to the free safety. The Saints don't get a lot of interceptions, and they think that this may be one of the moves that will get them more interceptions.
13-10 at the half. 49ers lead Indianapolis. Atlanta over the Rams, 14-10. Don't forget, Brent and Herb will have highlights and bring you up to date on all the scores just a few moments from now. Across the middle, caught by Kevin Scott. Waymer makes the tackle. And the Cowboys use another timeout with 9 seconds to go. Jim Mora now in his 4th season. Well, college football. Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Rome over to the left-hand side. He's the quarterback coach. He had been signed by Tom Landry before the ownership change of the Cowboys took place, and then was retained when Jimmy Johnson came in.
Troy Aikman said that it's that guy, Jerry Rome, that has helped him as much as anything, because one thing, when you come in as a rookie quarterback, usually there's a veteran quarterback there that you can kind of follow and copy. Troy Aikman didn't have that. I mean, he has Walsh here, who is also a rookie. He said, but the guy who has been that for him is Jerry Rome. That he was the veteran quarterback. He's the guy that has been in the league. He's the guy that has played. He's the guy that understands the player. And he said the good thing is he's not competing for my job.
4th down and 3. 9 seconds to go in the first half.
Got the 3 wide receivers out there in the left.
Way up in the air. Big Ben. Dip. There is Troy Aikman's first interception as a pro, and this time Dave Waymer hung on. That's the end of the first half with our score. The New Orleans Saints 21 and the Dallas Cowboys nothing.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by your Toyota dealer. Whatever car or truck you choose, you'll love the quality. Who could ask for anything more? Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive. And by United Airlines, rededicated.